What's up? This is Antonio, and I'm sitting here with our client Hunter Belcher, and our client has become conversational in only 4 months. So I thought I'm just inviting him for an interview to talk about the story on how exactly we have helped him to get there and inspires you to become conversational as well. So Hunter, how much do you speak Spanish now?
I've definitely made a lot of progress. Before I started with you guys, I had done a in-person class, which was
Mm-hmm.
it was beneficial, but it was like a group setting where you had people at my level, people at a different level. It's like
Mm-hmm.
14 people in there. Um, Teacher wasn't great. So it's really difficult to learn an environment where people need to go at different speeds, but it's the same content and lessons that you're doing. So maybe before that, I took like 10 years of like from kindergarten to end of high school, just like 10
Mm-hmm.
years, 11 years of Spanish that I wish I retained. Looking back, gosh, if I could tell my younger self to like actually pay attention to those classes, that would have been great. So I didn't really know much. I mean, I knew like the hola, adios, all
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
simple stuff that most everybody knows. But other than that, I didn't really know much. So now I can definitely have conversations. I feel way more confident about it. And the progress is just, it's been unbelievable, especially from a
Perfect.
listening standpoint.
Congratulations, Hunter, and really well done.
Yep, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I was actually in Orlando this week and at my
Mm-hmm.
hotel.
Yeah.
That was like the perfect opportunity to practice with people because Disney, it's a lot of international travelers. So everybody there speaks multiple
Mm-hmm.
languages and everybody I spoke to could speak Spanish. So I got to speak a little bit with them. It was fun.
That's great. That's great. So, well, now let's going to switch to Spanish. So you show your grade level. So may you introduce a little bit, like, ¿puedes hablar un poquito sobre ti, Hunter?
Sí, por supuesto. Me llamo Hunter Belcher, tengo 26 años, soy de Fort Myers, Florida, y ahora vivo en Tampa, Florida, que está 2 horas de distancia. Para mi trabajo, administro un equipo de ventas, una compañía tecnología, pero fuera del trabajo me encanta nadar y correr mi bicicleta. También me gusta jugar deportes, el piano,
Mm-hmm.
leer libros y mi cosa favorita para hacer es viajar. He viajado a 13 países. Quiero viajar a 50 en los próximos 10 años.
Perfecto.
De hecho, viajar es por eso que empecé a aprender español, pero empecé a entrenar y aprender español por muchas razones, pero principalmente para poder comunicarme cuando viajo a lugares donde la gente
Mm-hmm.
local es hispanoparlantes. Otra razón es que mi novia es de Puerto Rico y quiero poder comunicarme con ella en español. También quiero impresionar a su madre.
Claro, claro.
Pero por último, estoy aprendiendo porque es útil usar en el trabajo con mis clientes. Muchos hablan español y confían en mis más cuando el gringo habla español.
Claro, claro, totalmente. Bueno, fantástico. So let's going to switch to English so you share a bit your journey here with us. How did you feel before starting the coaching, Hunter? You already mentioned a couple of things. Maybe you can add something.
I've always wanted to like be fluent, get fluent at Spanish, but again, there's like a million different resources.
Yeah.
Duolingo, a lot of different apps. I tried them and I think I underestimated how difficult it is to learn a
Mm-hmm.
new language if you don't have the right environment, right processes in place. So again, I tried it a couple times, especially the in-person class. I felt some progress, but nothing was really tangible.
Yeah.
And so, with my girlfriend being Spanish, most of her friends speak Spanish, and being around them, knowing that like that's their native tongue, that's how they prefer to speak. Even they all speak English, but they go in and out of conversation at dinner, Spanish to English, and I just kind of had like an outsider feel, if you will. So I try to like contribute a little bit, but I didn't know much, nor did I know what they were saying, which I think is the more frustrating part. Like if I knew what they were saying, at least that would be
Yeah.
beneficial. Then the next step is actually being able to like contribute in a conversation. So yeah, it sucked. Again, I think the worst feeling was like when I try to learn something, like if you don't have success with it, it's a bad feeling. So trying to learn and not having any tangible success didn't really feel great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And also, how do you feel now after having completed these 4 months working together?
Yeah, I mean, I feel proud. Not finished, but definitely proud of the progress I've made, and it's a great foundation that I've built. And now that I've learned or understood what needs to take place to actually continue to make progress, I think that's the hardest part. Is like, what are the activities you have to do on a daily basis to actually see progress happen? Now that I got those down, it's like there's no like limit to like what you can learn, and that can apply to quite literally anything. So I feel mostly proud, a lot more confident. Feels good to learn a new skill. So no complaints over here.
Of course. And also, how has it impacted your personal and also professional life so far?
Yeah, I mean, from a professional perspective, I'd be the first to admit I don't necessarily like speak 100% Spanish to a lot of my clients, just because I'm not there yet, and we're talking to actually get something done. But as I was mentioning earlier, like you build a little bit of trust. I mean, I was on the phone and with
Exactly.
one person and started speaking with her in Spanish, and he was like, "What? You know Spanish?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a good bit." And
Yeah.
so it's definitely a trust thing that you build with them for sure. And in my personal life, again, being able to understand 80-90% of what my girlfriend or friends, people around her say is the biggest thing, and then being able to actually contribute,
Yeah.
speak like that, it's a profound impact, just from a confidence and just like personal achievement perspective for sure. And her dog only speaks Spanish, so I speak to the dog in Spanish all the time.
And also on the other side, what would you say is like your highlight? What did you like the best about the coaching so far?
Yeah, well, so there's a highlight from just like the whole experience, and then I'll dive into like the coaching itself. Biggest highlight was meeting one of your other students, all the way in Spain. I went to Spain and Italy this summer and shot him a message on WhatsApp and was like, "Hey man, I know you live in Barcelona. Would love to actually meet you." And so him and
Yeah.
I went and got dinner, ordered in Spanish, talked in Spanish. And that was just a really, really cool experience. I was not expecting to make a new friend in this program. As far as the coaching itself, like the accountability, second to none. I mean, that's a key thing with any team environment and trying to learn something. So I
Yeah.
wake up some days and I wasn't perfect. I mean, there was days where I didn't do all my deliverables, but stayed consistent with trying to do it a majority of the time. And when I didn't do it, it wasn't like, "Oh, I'm just not doing it." It was like, "Oh, I don't want to let Tony and, and the team down." So the accountability for sure helped contribute to the drive I had to succeed and progress with it. And just the hands-on approach. Like I know if I ever had a question, you or somebody on the team, I'd throw it in WhatsApp, and we're on different time zones by a significant difference. So I'd wake up in the morning and have like a voice memo response. It wasn't like a delayed response. It's like immediate, giving the feedback, and then on to the next question.
Yeah.
And the learning content, the video modules, they're personalized, right? So like you didn't just explain, or whoever was Fernando, you didn't just explain like the topic. He went into the intricacies of it, like all the context of why, how, what, all that stuff. And then, about 15 videos later, get a little break and get a little bit of a motivational one from you guys. I think you guys definitely get what it's like to be in somebody like myself and my shoes of how frustrating, certain parts of the process can be.
Perfect. And also, last but not least, who would you recommend this coaching to, Hunter?
Yeah, I mean, one, if you're not ready to be serious about it, I wouldn't recommend it because it's a lot of work. But if you are serious about like becoming both conversational and eventually fluent in Spanish, and you are a individual that's got a busy life, I mean, these are your guys. I mentioned it earlier, the foundation and the environment you have to be in. I mean, from the accountability to sending a daily voice memo, interacting in the modules, and everything in between. It's the right environment for you to learn, not only well but quickly. And if you're really serious about it, 100% recommend it. I mean, that the progress I've made has just been unbelievable. So, yeah, anybody who's got that drive in them to do it, Tony and Fernando and the whole team are your guys.
Awesome. So, well, congratulations once again, Hunter, and let's keep crushing it.
Sir, I appreciate it.